Good afternoon. You're watching Lunchtime News on MTV Sports. I'm Punshani Ebrisingha. As always, let's start off with a look at your headlines. Demonstrations continue in many parts of the country against the fuel price hike. UNP charges the government has not responded to its recommendations on the LLRC report. District secretaries vested with the power to initiate housing projects. Take a look at the stories in detail now. Demonstrations are continuing in many parts of the country against the recent fuel price hike. Tensions rose in many local government institutions where the fuel price hike protests continued. Opposition members of the Southern Provincial Council, including Bandulal Bandarigoda, arrived at the council this morning carrying a cutout of a loaf of bread. The group of members then protested against the fuel price hike by reading out a statement in front of the Provincial Council. Meanwhile, another group of provincial councillors engaged in a demonstration in front of the Provincial Council. Opposition members of the Yatinura Pradeshya Sabha arrived at the Pradeshya Sabha this morning on bicycles wearing black bands. A tense situation arose when the members attempted to enter the premises of the Yatinura Pradeshya Sabha. The opposition members of the Panduvasnuwara Pradeshya Sabha engaged in a protest march against the fuel price hike. Wearing black bands, the members arrived at the Pradeshya Sabha by foot from the Panduvasnuwara city centre. This is the manner in which members of the Balangoda Pradeshya Sabha, including its opposition leader, arrived at the location. The group sat down in front of the Pradeshya Sabha and engaged in a demonstration. A tense situation arose when the members entered the Pradeshya Sabha premises. Democratic National Alliance parliamentarian Arjuna Ranatunga states that the time has come to set aside various political views and work together as a nation. He expressed this view while attending a function to distribute farming equipment in the Kaluthara Nagoda area.
Farming equipment were handed over to members of the Vijita farming community by parliamentarian Arjuna Ranatunga.
පෞගිය කාලේ මේ රටේ ජීවන වියදම එන්න අධික වුණා.
The cost of living has rapidly increased in the recent past. The price of petrol, diesel and kerosene oil has increased. As a result, mass protests are being conducted across the island. Attempts are being made to push these issues under the carpet. Even though we have various political ideas, we ought to work together as a nation at this time. We should come together as a nation to prevent intervention by any other nation.
The ruling on the preliminary objections against the verdict delivered by the Colombo High Court on former Army Commander Sarath Fonseka in the High Court case was postponed for the second time today. Judge Sunil Rajapaksa said that since facts pertaining to the ruling need to be further studied, it will be postponed to 1:30 p.m. on the 15th of March. At the start of the proceedings, Attorney-at-Law Salia Piris, while filing preliminary objections, said that there were two similar cases against his client, former Army Commander Sarath Fonseka, and a verdict was delivered at the court-martial. He said that there was no provision in the law to conduct two cases on the same issue and hence the case should be dismissed. Minister of Higher Education says that it is a crime if university graduates can't get a job. He expressed this view while speaking at the launch of a program titled Professional Graduates, which is being conducted in association with the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants UK.
විභාග ක්‍රමයකින් ලක්ෂ 3ක් විභාගයට ලියලා 1,50,000ක් සුදුසුකම් ලැබලා 22,000ක් විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයට අරගන්නේ
300,000 sit for the exam and only 150,000 pass out and 22,000 are admitted to universities with difficulty. We don't have the facilities needed for these 22,000 who gain entry to universities. Why do these students who enter universities end up without jobs? It is simply because universities are not places that produce individuals just to obtain jobs. Universities should not fall to that level. But if students who pass out from universities can't find jobs and are roaming around on the roads, then it is a crime. This is wrong.
රැකියා වලට මිනිසුන් හදන තැනක් නොවේ කියන කාරණා. ඒක ඇත්ත. අපි හෙටත් අපි විශ්වවිද්‍යාල වෘත්තිකයෝ පමණක් බිහි කරන තැනට අපි විශ්වවිද්‍යාල වැටෙන්න හොඳ නැහැ. හැබැයි අපි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයෙන් බිහි කරන රස්සාවක් හොයාගන්න බැරුව පාරේ යන දරුවෙක් ඒක අපි අති සිද්ධ වෙන අපරාධයක්. ඒක අපි කරන වරද.
In more local news, the UMP charges that even though the party has presented its ideas and proposals to the government with regard to the Lessons Learned and Reconciliation Commission report, the party has not received any response from the government. UMP General Secretary Tisatha Nayaka said this at a media briefing this morning.
Even though party leader Ranil Wickremesinghe has presented the recommendations of the United National Party on the LLRC report to the President and the government, we are yet to receive any feedback on this. They have kept quiet without giving any feedback. However, now they go before the International Human Rights Council and say that they are ready to implement all the recommendations.
District secretaries have been vested with the power to initiate housing projects based on requirements. Secretary to the Ministry of Construction, Engineering Services, Housing and Common Amenities, Gotabe Jayaratne, said that a circular has been issued in this regard.
The ministry stated that in addition, the district secretaries will appoint district housing development committees, and these committees will meet once a month to discuss the progress of these housing projects. Thereby, the district secretaries will act as the ex-official chairman of these committees.
The government has taken steps to launch a vaccination program to control the spread of a disease known as Ranicot, which is spreading among poultry farms. Director of the Department of Animal Production and Health, Dr. Kumara De Silva, said that the vaccines could be obtained free of charge from veterinary clinics. He added that the virus could be contained by by mixing the vaccines with the drinking water of the animals. A certain group has assaulted the deputy guard of the Trincomalee night mail train. An officer at the Department of Railways noted that the deputy guard was assaulted in the train that left the Fort railway station at 9 last night. Owing to the assault, the night mail train was halted at the Ragama station. An individual has been killed in a wild elephant attack in the Kandegama area in Galkiriyagama. According to the Galkiriyagama wildlife officer, the tragedy had occurred when the wild elephant had stormed into the village early this morning. The victim is a resident of Kandegama. The Galkiriyagama Wildlife Office states that a group of wildlife officers have been sent to the area to look into the incident. Take a look at some sports news now. The Tri-Series match between Sri Lanka and India is currently underway at the Belrive Oval in Hobart, Tasmania. India have to win this match and also secure a bonus point in order to stay in contention to get into the finals. Keeping that in mind, Indian captain MS Dhoni won the toss and elected to field first. Mahela Jayawardene was the first to fall for 22 runs. TM Dilshan scored his 11th one-day international century and his first in Australia, while Kumar Sangakkara scored his 13th century in the shorter version of the game. Sangakkara was dismissed for 105 runs.
That's his 100. Once he had passed the score of 40, I think his eyes were set on 100. That's exactly what he's got.
What a great innings. A very calm innings from Dilshan. He's a very explosive player, but today, deliveries.
Dilshan, however, remained unbeaten on 160. Sri Lanka posted a massive 320 runs for the loss of 4 wickets in their allotted 50 overs. India will have to chase down the target in 40 overs to earn a bonus point.
Finally some success for India.
Tights. Full toss now.
Thank you for watching Lunchtime News today. Have a great day ahead.